And this panel discussion is talking about a hybrid cloud management, overcoming app modernization and data integration challenges. I go back. I'll take it again. It's a panel discussion and it's titled Hybrid Cloud Management, I beg your pardon, Hybrid Cloud Management, Overcoming App Modernization and Data Integration. And to take us in this segment, I want to call up my panelists to please make their way up the stage while we proceed. And after that, we are going to be having a keynote address, and it's titled How to Migrate and Modernize Your Business Service on the Cloud. But before then, let us have our panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to bring up the stage the head of IT Strategy and Governance, Union Bank of Nigeria. None other but Mr. Echezona Agubata. Please help me make welcome Mr. Echezona Agubata. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Hope I didn't murder that name, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, still joining us here, I have the distinguished privilege to bring up the stage the Senior Software Engineer, Fidelity Bank. That's why they don't have network failure. Help me make welcome Mr. Aikhomu Lucky. Please, Mr. Aikhomu Lucky, Favour Okoedion. Yes, it's my brother. Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I still have the privilege to bring up the stage the Group Senior Data Analyst, TXTlight Nigeria, LUMOS. TXTlight Nigeria is a Group Senior Data Analyst. It's not other but Mr. Olawale Falodun. Please help us speak together with Mr. Olawale Falodun as he makes his way up the stage for this panel discussion. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I still have the privilege to bring up this podium to join us for this panel, the Digital and Marketing Operations West Africa, Qatar Airways. Wow, my ticket is ready. Please help me make welcome Mr. Ezekiel Patrick is in the building. Mr. Ezekiel Patrick, please put your hands together for him while he makes his way up here. Yeah, we are expecting him. He's here. He's here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, on my list is a miss, and she is the Senior Software Engineer, Premium Trust Bank, co-lead WiMLDS Lagos chapter. She's not other but Miss Sarah Igho Omoike. Please put your hands together for her as she makes her way up the stage for this panel. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are good to go. Sirs? So, I've got my microphones here. Please, I want to say that we all get our pens and papers to work. Get your questions intact. Get them done. When we are through with the section, we will take the questions. And leading us in this, it's no other but Mr. Echezona Agubata. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me put your hands together for a head of IT Strategy and Governance, Union Bank Nigeria, Mr. Echezona Agubata. Please, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you. If I murder that name, please help me father it. Thank you, sir.
You tried the first time, but the second time was a disaster.
I'm sorry.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. You can call me Eche, and feel free to let me know you're about to ask a question as we continue with this discussion. All right, so today we'll be speaking on hybrid cloud from the perspective of app modernization and data integration challenges, and seeing how we can overcome the critical ones. Yeah, like they say, problems no they finish. All right, so we just talk about the critical ones. Okay. But let's first talk about app modernization. Lucky, Sarah are software guys, and then Wale is a data analyst. So I'll try.
Thank you very much. It has been an interesting session since the beginning of this meeting.
So this
And,
part.
I would like to go straight to it. What is app modernization? From the very word itself, or the very phrase, layman terms, means when you take an application that is perhaps not run or not complete with latest or the recent tech stack, and then move it to more modern type of application. But there are a lot of moving parts to this when you begin to go more technical about it. So app modernization, when you take it a step more technical, actually means when you take a monolith application. Most of these applications that, or some of us who are really concerned about, or most of us rather, who are concerned about modernizing our applications, usually have applications in the form of monoliths. And when we say monolith, it's a type of architecture in which every part of the application or the business units, the business logic, from the code perspective, all exist in one place, in just one application. And when you want to make a change to just one part of the application, you have to redeploy the whole application. You have to rebuild the whole application. And sometimes these applications are run or they are deployed on premises, on servers on premises. And then you want to take these applications to the next level, which is you want to modernize them. So that's what app modernization actually means. And then in modernizing them, in modernizing these applications, we actually have some technical jargons that comes in. We talk about replatforming, which is you moving this application from on-premise servers to the cloud. And I bet that is the understanding that most persons have about what app modernization means. Let's go to the cloud. But then it is beyond that. There are more to it. It entails refactoring these applications that you want to move to the cloud to be able to survive in the cloud and to be able to take advantage of these more modern compute environments. And that entails breaking these monoliths into the type of applications that we call cloud native applications. And that is breaking them into what is called microservices that will end up running in distributed compute environments using things like Kubernetes and all that. So that is it in a nutshell. But as we progress, we'll go deeper into it.
Okay. Thank you, Lucky. A lot of these terms are thrown around, right? As technology progresses, right? Cloud came at some point, Web 2.0 at some point, and things like that, So app modernization seems to sound like that, And then, of course, our political space tried to do something like that with their electoral stuff, and they came up with beavers. We saw what went with that, regardless of how far technology goes, there will always be problems. Okay, so talking about problems, Sarah, can you tell us what kind of problems can app modernization address? Beyond just the fact that we just want to do app modernization.
Okay, I think there are quite a number of problems that app modernization addresses. Top on the list is scaling, right? In recent times, we all have somewhat in different ways experienced bad user experience using various financial service provider applications. For instance, due to the recent CBN cashless policy, some of us have had issues making transfers and other issues. So considering that, most organizations adopting the app modernization strategy or implementation it solves the problem of scaling. So give the instance of the CBN cashless policy where banks have to sort of scale their apps, right? And then it provides better user experience, right? So in terms of where they adopt the scaling, where they adopt app modernization and then they scale these applications, right? It solves the problem of improving user experience and then also provides security. There's also the part to security. So modernizing, let's say you have, as an organization, you have legacy code base, right? And then you adopt app modernization strategy by modernizing your application. So depending on the various technology that you adopt, it comes with security benefits in place, though, depending on what the implementation is. And then there's also the part of compliance. It solves problems relating to compliance issues. Yeah, so those are top on my list based on my experience of what app modernization has solved.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Sarah. I just remembered a video that I was just sharing with my wife recently. I'm sure everybody has seen it. The video of someone calling the Lagos State governor and then asking him to come to his party, right? And the governor was about to give an excuse as usual. And then the guy started playing LUP 74. So the guy said, no, stop. What do you want now? And then the guy eventually now said, are you coming or are you not coming? And I said, I'm coming. And I said, good boy, bring loud. Okay, so what got me fascinated was that bring loud, right? As much as it was funny, I didn't understand it, right? So it was shocking to me to see that I was kind of far from the generation that understands some of these slangs. I had to Google it. Even, in fact, finding it on Google was something for me. I had to ask around until I eventually found out. It clicked with my suspicion, right? So in terms of app modernization, right, it's a trend. It's not really by force that we have to do it, but really according to your strategy, right, you should drive some of these things. So some of the challenges that app modernization would definitely encounter, is like giving a village boy a tie to wear and a city boy, not city boy that we know, right? A city boy a tie to wear, right? One would fit and one would not fit, okay? So definitely app modernization in terms of applying it in our respective areas, would not be the same size fits all right? One of the major challenges with app modernization would be data integration. And I think that's why the organizers kind of separated it, from the general app modernization topic, right? Because you'll be talking about systems that are interconnected with each other, but handling data in different ways. So as regards challenges that app modernization would definitely encounter once you are on the project, right? Wale, can you help us talk a bit about data integration?
Thank you, sir.
So a simple question on data integration. So one of the panelists said that for data integration, you need to bring together all the data. But my question is, if you have data in silos, you have, let's say, you develop some apps, and you have bucket of Buchi's data on that app. Then you have another data for Buchi on the core banking, and another data. How will you identify that Buchi is Buchi before integrating, creating a unique identifier? Thank you.
Okay. Wale, do you want to answer that?
Yeah.
All right. So that's fine. So remember, before applications, there is a design. Okay. There is legacy does not mean they did not have a unique identifier. You said? Yes. Okay, but across board. Okay, okay. All right, so it depends on the particular use case, right? Like he mentioned, he said something about data mapping, which comes to play at the point of planning, right? So there you decide if there is a common identifier that you could use across board, right? If that is not possible, you could also consider a combination of fields that could make up a unique identifier across board. If that is not possible, then you can now look at how to leave the systems the way they are, right? And then once you have the new system, having it the way you want it, right? Then you can now do the integration in terms of having it ready for reporting, okay? And then putting things in their proper perspective. So, for the ones in silos, they are now historical, as the case may be. So I'm speaking to app modernization. But in generality, for reporting sake, right, you need some form of data mapping to conclude on how you want to uniquely identify data across board. You have a lot of problems like that around big data kind of information. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the only question we can take right now. Please, because we are actually running behind time and we need to proceed. And as a matter of fact, we are supposed to be having 2 more panels, but we are pushing one to tomorrow so that we can get to our destination time on point. So, Mr. Echez, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
For your outstanding, I learned so much, though I can't remember what I learned. That was just on the soft side, actually. But it was wonderful. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, please help me put your hands together for these wonderful individuals. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've learned so much today. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still here. Like I said we will be